Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Edina residents and visitors are lucky to have a new transit option. The CloverRide bus begins service June 22nd. The City of Edina is working with DARTS to provide the CloverRide circulator bus service in the greater Southdale area. CloverRide is a reliable, continuous transportation service, providing connections to Edina amenities like retail, groceries, and Centennial Lakes Park.
The CloverRide offers an opportunity for independence that they may not get. A lot of residents, a lot of older adults and those living with disabilities are uncomfortable with public transportation because maybe it's too far, it reaches too far, or they're uncomfortable with getting on and off the bus. And our drivers with DARTS are fully trained and very comfortable in helping older adults and those living with disabilities to just be comfortable.
The circulator will run continuously from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Fridays. Cost is just $3. For that amount, a rider can get on and off all day. There is no need to schedule a ride, just be at the scheduled stop and the bus will pick riders up.
Edina has a highest percentage of seniors in the county, but the flip side of that is our seniors are very active in this community, and so this just provides them another way to keep in touch with their community and those around them.
Learn more about the stops and pickup times at edinamn.gov/CloverRide. Riders who are near the route can also request a special stop if it's within 2 blocks of the regular route. Riders with mobility devices such as scooters, wheelchairs, or walkers are welcome. The CloverRide driver will assist with the loading as needed. One of the largest redevelopments in the state might soon be underway in Edina. Earlier this month, the City Council granted preliminary rezoning and development approval for a redevelopment of the southern part of Pentagon Park on 77th Street. As part of the plan, 2 hotels, 2 small retail buildings, and a parking ramp would be constructed. With the first phase of development, Solomon Real Estate Group would grade the entire property and install all utilities and the stormwater management system. Internal roads, sidewalks, trails, and landscaping will be completed around the main entry and the buildings constructed. The remainder of the property would be graded, seeded, and maintained until those parcels are developed in the future. The second phase would one day include 2 5-story office buildings, a parking ramp, and 19,000 square feet of office or retail use.
We've been waiting 5 years for something to happen on that site, with the building being removed a couple of, 3-4 years ago. This is a good fit for the neighborhood. It's going to bring in some retail, a couple of hotels to hopefully kickstart the Pentagon Park area and for redevelopment.
To move forward, the developer will need to obtain final rezoning and development approval. We drive, walk, and bike past it almost daily, but how many of us actually get out on the Minnehaha Creek? Let's join Edina Fire Chief Tom Schmitz and Edina City Engineering Director Chad Milner in one of their favorite pastimes.
It's a gym.
There's a lot of spots along the creek where you come around the corner and you're like, where am I?
A little less hidden than some gyms in Edina.
So there's a lot of these little gems around that you can enjoy and don't have to drive 3-4 hours to get to.
But the Minnehaha Creek can be more than a scenic respite for those passing by.
You know, getting out, paddling the creek, springtime, early summer is a great time.
The Minnehaha Creek extends 22 miles from Lake Minnetonka to the Mississippi. In Edina, it winds past several parks, making it very accessible.
The Minnehaha Creek's a great recreational creek. It's clean. The people along the waterway take good care of it.
You can paddle pretty much the whole thing. There's a few dams and locations where you got to exit the creek.
Never done it before? It's not that difficult.
Yeah, there's a lot of places where you can rent. You don't need a lot of stuff. You know, plastic boats are best because they handle the rocks and the shallow areas. You know, a life jacket and a paddle and water and a lunch, and you're ready to go.
And an hour or 2 on the creek can provide a certain perspective.
It's just a very nice place to spend a day.
Well, I think people would, if they come experience lakes and streams and stuff, and then they would make maybe better decisions on what they do on their lawns with fertilizers and salting their driveways and stuff like that. So come experience it. You might have a little different view of what we need to do to keep this for another 100 years or more.
If you're interested in a day of paddling the creek, there are a number of local sporting goods retailers that rent canoes, kayaks, and accessories. They can also provide the necessary guidance in how to use the equipment safely and where to go for the best experience on the water. That looks like a lot of fun. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.